Bring in Rich Eisen from the NFL Network. Hi, Rich. How are you, buddy?
So you're not referring that it's not Tiki, Barber, and Brandon Jacobs outside? It's actual thunder and lightning?
Yes, it is. Actual thunder and lightning. You know, that nickname never really took off for those two, did it?
I went like 2006 on you right there.
Yeah. It only lasted, I think, for 1 year, didn't it?
It did. It did. Because Tiki then left and joined you guys. Well, you probably weren't on it with NBC.
I was there for 1 year with Tiki Barber.
Okay, so you overlapped, right? So were you there when he came out guns a-blazing on Eli? Were you there?
I don't even know.
I thought...
I don't know. It's such a long time ago.
Because I think Rondé just took a page out of the playbook when he said something about Josh Freeman the other day.
Yeah, but nobody cares about ripping Josh Freeman.
Oh, boy.
I guess because, you know, it's his former teammate, but it's still Josh Freeman in Tampa as opposed to Eli Manning in New York.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not a Manning. I mean,
no.
Just ask Johnny Manziel what happens when you deal with Mannings the wrong way.
We've been having some hard-hitting punting talk here.
You have?
Oh, my gosh.
No.
Yeah.
Good for you. Is this Ray Guy inspired?
Well, yeah, I saw that. I've said for years now, you know, put him in the Hall of Fame. I think that the pro football writers are nervous about putting in a punter because now every other punter who has these incredible numbers is going to fall into is he Hall of Fame? You know, Shane Leckler will then fall into the category. Is he the next Ray Guy? Is he a Hall of Fame punter? I think pro football writers don't want to do that. The Veterans Committee is probably going to put in Ray Guy.
Well, I mean, it's still up to the selectors that you're referring to put Ray Guy in.
Yeah.
And usually, what happens is that, not to use the word rubber stamp, but it's like 90 some odd % of the Veterans Committee suggestions are then elected to the Hall of Fame. Poor Jerry Kramer was one of the few in the last decade and a half that was nominated by the Veterans Committee and then not taken by the selectors on the Saturday of Super Bowl weekend when they comprised the class. Which is sort of a head scratcher.
Well, I always thought, and you know, I was fortunate to be able to watch those Packers, and I remember the offensive line always. Forrest Gregg overshadowed everybody. He a Hall of Famer, but I always thought that Jerry Kramer, he wrote the book Instant Replay and then Distant Replay, but I don't know if people remember just how good he was as a player. He's famous for the block on the Cowboys' Jethro Pugh in the Ice Bowl, but I just don't think people looked at him as a great player where they did other guys around him, and you know, kind of the association there with Lombardi and success, and those guys got into the Hall of Fame, and Jerry on the outside looking in. So
yeah, that's exactly what's happening, and what came up yesterday when Ray Guy was one of the two finalists. But I think I know people think my tongue is in cheek because I have the T-shirt "Punters Are People Too," which you can get at puntersarpeople2.com, by the way. But it's true. I mean, they can be a weapon. They can be a crucial part of the game. And Ray Guy, back when he was playing, was an absolute weapon and somebody that the Raiders relied upon as much as any of their other Hall of Famers from that class. And I'm thrilled to see it because there's one kicker in Stenerud who's in, and then there should be another punter to go along with him. And if you're going to choose one, Ray Guy should be it.
But more valuable weapon is the place kicker, and you only have one in, which to me, I know Vinatieri's getting in, but is Morton Anderson a Hall of Famer?
Compared to everyone else, then sure he is. But now that you start seeing, certainly in this day and age where the selection process is now going to be part of a television extravaganza on NFL Network that's coming soon, where each cut down, I believe, is going to be part of a program. So these decisions aren't just agate-type announcements in a newspaper anymore.
But I want to see the vote televised. I want to be in that room with these.
I don't know if you're ever
Oh, no,
it
won't happen. But I would love to see the argument that goes on for a guy and against a guy.
I think that's going to be one of the only things that's not televised as part of the process.
But can't we
vote?
Maybe we could do that for the in-stadium experience, that while you're there and we're televising the locker room, we could put the writers in there and discuss the Hall of Fame.
Now, it's very difficult to talk with your tongue firmly planted in cheek, but I think you just did that, Dan.
Here's our poll question today for Rich Eisen, the popular host of the NFL Network. His podcast, by the way, Michael Silver, Andy Dalton, and Jerry Ferrara. You can download that at NFL.com/Rich Eisen and on iTunes. Okay. Bet a week's pay for which quarterback to go into the Hall of Fame, guaranteed. Andrew Luck, Colin Kaepernick, Russell Wilson, RG3.
I'll go Andrew Luck.
Yeah, you're with just about everybody else.
Well, I just you name the one that plays the least risky game.
Yep. Yeah. Well, Russell Wilson is in there as well, but I think you're looking at size. Durability is also a factor as well.
You're not. Which one of those guys went across the field against and had Haloti Ngata meet him? That's one of them. Another one, plays a game at a high level, but will be running out of the pocket. Both of them, Russell Wilson as well, and Luck as a guy who's just going to sit back there and perhaps Manning-like just get rid of the football quickly and not put himself in harm's way. So I'll just say that just for sheer longevity because of their games. But all of them are one of the many reasons why I'm excited for the season. I cannot wait.
But speaking of the season, I'll be in Denver that opening night on NBC with the Broncos and Ravens.
Kickoff just say the kickoff.
No, I don't do any of that. No, I don't. We don't have a pre-kickoff and a.
Oh, yes, you do.
No, we don't. We just have a pre-game show. We just go out there and we let the game speak. We don't. I don't need to do 9 hours leading up to it.
So you're basically above the fray, is what you're saying.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Or above the noise. But this Von Miller situation.
Yes.
I don't think we know the full story. I don't know. I asked Marshall Falk the other day. I said, "Do you know what's going on?" He goes, "No." And I work at the NFL Network.
Yeah, well, part of it is obviously because of the confidentiality in this whole thing, and just you start piecing everything together. It appears that Von was deeper into the stages of this program, I guess, substance abuse program in the NFL than anybody believed or expected him to be, and a diluted sample at that point in time is considered a positive test, and then there might have been some argument over how diluted it was. So the 6 games is sort of odd figure. Usually it's either 4 or 8 comes up, and so no one is going to really step up and step to a microphone and explain what was going on either side for various reasons. But 6 games is 6 games, and I just took a look at Peyton Manning. What's the longest streak he's ever had in his career of 30-plus point games in a row? And he did 6 once back in 2004 when he set all those records with his 49-yard touchdowns, with his 49 touchdown passes of the season. And he already has 3 in a row from last year. So he's on a roll, let's just put it that way, in the regular season. And with Wes Welker and all of those weapons, I wouldn't be surprised, certainly with the Ravens playing on the road first week, with the defense for the first time without Ray and Ed, and I know that that's part of the conventional wisdom here that the Ravens could easily blow up just like they did in the playoffs last year. I could see Peyton just putting 30 up every game, and if they emerge from those 6 games 4-2, which I think they can easily do, then it could be much ado about nothing for the long term, and Von Miller then comes up week 7, I think in Indianapolis, by the way.
I think so. I think
on Sunday night Football Night in America, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think them entering that game at 4-2 would be something that the Broncos might even sign for right now, and is more than likely to happen.
All right, your wife's due date is in 8 days, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Is that an iReport?
That's an iTeam report.
Should I be looking at?
Yeah. Be careful. Paulie could be in the delivery room.
Uh-oh.
If your wife would happen to wait until the season opener, the night of, and you're working,
we're going to get her, Dan. We're going to go get the.
Oh, you are?
No, we're going to go get her.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. So there's no.
The due date is in 8 days. There's no. Yeah. I mean, but I don't think so. We're taking the under in the household right now.
Okay. So that's the baby is going to be born in 8 days.
That's correct. It's not. It's just there's no other way to put it.
And that's what's the date on that?
August 30th.
30th,
I believe.
Okay.
Mark your calendar.
Okay, August 30th, Rich Eisen.
Yeah,
and...
which means I should definitely come on the 29th. I don't think I'll be available on the 30th to come on the show.
If it was a girl, I thought Roger Goodell Eisen was going to be the name, but now, or if it was a boy, now it's a girl. So it's,
yeah. RG1. We're fans of his.
No, that's Rex Grossman.
I might go. We've already thought of Jadeveon.
Jadeveon Clowney.
I just learned in today's New York Times profile is how you pronounce Jadeveon is Jadeveon, which I had no idea.
He's changing it like Thiesman and Theismann?
No, apparently this is another one of those many cases.
Oh, God. Manziel and Manziel?
There's Mick Cardell things where we call him McCardle.
I know. Tony Dorsett and Tony Dorsett?
No, apparently this is that's what they've been calling him. Also, another thing I learned in this feature is his nickname was Doo-Doo.
Yeah, I know, because he had an accident in the pool.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it was sort of a Caddyshack moment there, but it was a real Caddyshack moment. All right, I got to go. The kids are saying I have to go. All right, thank you, Rich. Rich Eisen, the NFL Network. Yeah, I don't know if anybody calls Jadeveon Clowney doo-doo. Maybe the running back from Michigan, Vincent Smith, did he call him doo-doo? Hey, doo-doo, I'm going to run the ball here. Uh-oh.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.